Hey there, it's Dot Crypto Ian. I hope everybody is having a fantastic weekend. And yeah, yesterday was absolutely brutal. So over the week, we've had about over $1.3 trillion wiped off the stock markets. We've had Bitcoin dropping down. We've had the altcoins capitulating. We've got the fear of recession. It's like not looking great, to be honest with you. It's not looking absolutely great at all. But, I've seen so many at the moment who have just been absolutely panicking and capitulating. I'm starting to see some of these big influencers starting to panic and even to a point of starting to capitulate because they think that's it. It's all over. We're in the bear market. We're going down. We're going down further. We could get a black swan at any point in time, but also, yeah, we could go down further. But I really do think this is like an opportunity from my point of view. For me, obviously, what you do is totally different. Everybody's in a different financial situation. I am gradually starting now to buy that little bit of a dip. And I've kept money to one side because I've been working on my own business. So I went quiet a few weeks back. It's because I wanted to get money because I had a feeling something like this was going to happen. And I want to get some capital ready to deploy when the dip happens. And we're starting to come back down now. And I really do feel like when there's fear out in the market, there's always opportunities, and there's opportunities for me to start to DCA in a little bit because we could see like the S&P 500 started to come down. I mean, obviously we've got the Nasdaq, which is coming down. We've even got the Dixie now coming down. Now it's basically coming to that area of support line. It's ready to drop down even further. We look at the big seven. We've got Nvidia because obviously that's been dragging about market down as well. So obviously the Nvidia has just been the one what's been carrying, I think, a lot of the tech market. And obviously that's starting to come down now because everybody's starting to become a little bit risk off now because if this recession is happening, then everybody is obviously getting quite fearful. And obviously we could start drop down. We've got this node here, which is in a line of support at $89. For Nvidia. I'm not saying it's going to go down to that, but there's obviously a possibility. We've just got to take that into fact, and we can look at Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin at the moment is in this massive downward trend at the moment, heading down into this big bull flag. Like I said, I'll get into that in a little bit, but we've got the fear and greed at the moment at 23. We've got the bubbles here on the reds. Look at that, Atom down 18%. We've got Pepe down 10% on the year. But look at that. When you really zoom out and you look at the bigger picture, look at Pepe. It's up 762%. Teo up 358%. Sol is still up 549%. Cas 279%. Near 260%. You've got to zoom out and look at the bigger picture and look exactly where we are at the moment. And on the yearly, we're all pretty much, most things are still up. But the fear is there. And like I said, people are starting to capitulate and starting to really panic because of this recession. Are we going to get, in the next week or two, are we going to get 25 basis points or 50 basis points? At the moment, I personally think it's a 50-50 what we're going to get. No, I don't think there's going to be any kind of emergency cuts or anything like that unless things do start to get worse. But you've just got to brace yourself. If you've got capital on the side, it might start becoming that point of buying that DCAing in opportunity. Maybe it's DCAing opportunity now. I'm really thinking everybody's in a very different financial situation, so everybody will do their own thing. But for me, it may well be starting to DCA in that little bit more slowly but steadily. Yeah, we can look at the rainbow chart as well at the moment. And right now, we're just in a basic fire sale again. And this is, like I said, a potential opportunity to accumulate. But we've got the CBBI as well. And look at that. We have nowhere near at the top of the CBBI at all. We normally get around about that 99 to 100, 99 to 100, 99 to 100. We're nowhere near that. We're still currently sitting at around about 56. So normally when we top out on the CBI, shows generally around about that 99 to 100%. And then we top out. We're only sitting at 56 as of today, which is all the basically fundamentals are not showing me that this bear market is over. We've just got to bear in mind, we're going to get these corrections. We're going to have big pull-ups. Because don't forget, when that ETF came up, really, we should be, I think, should be still in the 40s. It was only because we had those ETFs, that Bitcoin ETFs that came out, which actually pumped the market up. But now it's like it's resetting again, back down to where we should be in how the market cycle generally works. And then we're coming up to this area at the moment. This is on the daily. We're coming up to these areas of support here. We did drop down, and that was on August the 5th. We dropped all the way down to $49,000. So at the moment, we've got this area of support. We're starting to create this channel as well, which is basically creating a massive bull flag. But like I said, on the daily, we've got this massive bull flag here coming out. We've got the pole there. Extrapolate that pole. That's taken us up to potentially $146,000. And we could come down even further. We could come down to the 50s. We could retest down and basically take up that wick and come back up. Well, drop down to 49,000 and then come back up and start making our way up. Because basically, as we know, September has always been sort of like a bearish month. Then when it comes to October, November, we start to get that bullish month. But don't forget, we've also got the elections coming up in America as well, Harris versus Trump. Now, if Trump wins, he's got Elon Musk now on his side, and he's become a little bit more of a Bitcoin advocate, a bit more towards the cryptocurrency. He wants to keep Bitcoin within the United States of America. He wants those miners to stay in the United States of America. So he wants it to be probably the crypto hub of the world, So we've just got to bear that one in mind. So if Donald Trump does win, that is also could be another catalyst, obviously, to move up. But even if Harris wins, I still think we're still going to be in that cycle of bullish momentum to the upside. I really do. Because at the end of the day, we always get these pullbacks. You get big moves to the upside, you're going to get a big correction down to the downside, and then with continuation. But everything seems to be showing me that we've got continuation. And again, we can see here on the Bitcoin cycles as well, is history starting to basically play out again? And we can see here exactly the same things that happened in here in 2013, 2017, 2021, and the same is happening here. And this is why I have every confidence. And when it comes to the autumn time, I really do think that's when the big moves are going to happen. But at the moment, we're getting the typical September play out down to the downside. And then once we've gone to the downside, and then I'm expecting that we're going to make some moves to upside. Let me know in the comments below. Where do you think we're going to go? Do you think we're going to carry on? Like I said, we could potentially go back down to 49,000 and then start making our way back up. Let me know in the comments. What do you think is going to happen? But let's have a check, see how CRO is holding up at the moment. But for me, for CRO, it's a no-brainer. For me, it's just DCAing into CRO because I've got every faith in that. I've got my conviction in Crypto.com and the Kronos Labs. I've got all my conviction in there, and I'm not afraid to DCA. And it's like I said on previous videos, I just DCA in through my debit card and earn and everything that I have. And if I've got to spare money on the one side, I will DCA into CRO because I have every faith in what's happening. Yes, we've got this crypto pullback. We've got the altcoins, which have been pulled back quite heavily over the past month or so, or a couple of months, But at the end of the day, I see it as an opportunity. When there's lots of fear in the market, there's lots of opportunity as well to make money. And that's why I'm doing it. I'm here. Look, I'm not a short-term trader. I'm not here to trade in on 5-minute charts or hourly charts or 4-hour charts. I'm just a long-term investor. So all these short-term price actions just really don't bother me. Like it's like with Bitcoin. Bitcoin to me is undervalued right now. It's come down quite significantly from its local top, and it's come down now into the early 50s. But CRO's come down now to roughly around about, what is it now? It's sitting at currently at about 76 cents. And that. So I think, obviously Bitcoin comes down to 49. I think there's an opportunity. We could come out down back into that 60 cents kind of area again. But on the price action concepts on Lux Algo, we can see here we've got a lot of support around this way. And then we can look at the relative strength index as well. We're starting to become gradually oversold on that as well. So we're starting to find, I think, sort of like a local bottom as well in that. But obviously, like I said, we could come back down to that 6 cents. But I personally think we could start to make our way back up and recollect that area of that wick, what we had came up here to around about 11 pence. And that'll make our way up. But honestly, I think, September is going to be not the greatest of months. Obviously, let's see what happens with Jerome Powell in the next couple of weeks. But overall, CRO, is coming down. It's come down quite hard from its time when it was around 18 pence all the way down to where we are now at around about 7.5 cents. So, Obviously, everybody's got a very different situation. For me, this is just a DCA opportunity, but we've got a lot of support around there, getting to oversold kind of territory as well. Honestly, I really do think you just, instead of getting scared out of the market, because this is what happens. We get a lot of fear, people panic, and I say a lot of times that people put more money in they're willing to lose, and obviously we get a bit of negativity, and it just totally scares people out of the market, and then they capitulate. And then when it comes to the time when Bitcoin and crypto wants to make a big move, they miss out. And then what they do is they'll FOMO in, they'll buy higher up. So they'll sell at a loss, and then they'll buy higher up. And then they get left, then everybody starts selling it towards the end of the bull market, and then they're left holding the bag. So for me, I'm DCing a little bit. I'm sitting on my hands generally, and just waiting to see what plays out in that, and going out and enjoy myself and run my other businesses. So you just got to take everything what you see also on X with a pinch of salt sometimes. There's a lot of people who like to spread fear. Look, we are getting a pullback. It doesn't look great, but the sun will rise and shine again. It just takes time. You just got to be patient and just see how over these next couple of weeks play out. So just stay positive, get out there, have a great weekend, because obviously at the weekend, volume ends up dropping off and it gets highly manipulated by the whales. But yeah, overall, DCing into CRO, got no worries about that. And also, just before I go, don't forget, could there be a potential burn coming up in the nearest term with crypto.com? It's just worth it. If we start going back to all-time high, going back to alt season, so are they going to mention something then, which is going to make the price move up even harder? So give us a like and give us a subscribe. It's always much appreciated, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Take care.